I'm not canvassing for members. I am saying to you, why are you going to put your money in somebody who's fighting against you hand? Why are you going to give them money to fight against you? No, you could take the money and buy a chicken, but a half a chicken because chicken's gone so much now $26. Don't buy much chicken. But the 5,000 or the 4,000 people that are in your PW right now is what is keeping that number afloat. Mind you, the government will give them money, and the government does give them money, and they don't put it in the estimates that you can see it. They put a set of money in the Ministry of Labor, and then the Labor Department makes grants. So you will never know that the government, the unions in Barbados are receiving money from the government. And my position is that if you have an organization like ours, the members should pay for it or do without it. You should not be relying on the person you're fighting against to pay your way. How do you think they can afford BMWs and Mercedes Benz? You think unions can afford them? No. The government get them duty free. So they are beholden to the government. They're out with hands stretched out, like cap in hand, begging the government for things. So they can't tell them no when the government, I remember when Sinclair was minister and Tony Moore, who was his opponent, but he didn't know then at the time, made some comment and he tells you, let me give you a car. Rubber that you face. And you're gonna take your money, your hard-earned money, and keep on giving it to them. Take it away from them. I'm telling you, Brent, for me, that's a matter for you. But I'm saying to you, disarm the people who are fighting against you. Take away the bullets, because they are working against you. The unions, the major unions in Barbados, are working against you. Right now, the only union that I see outside of unity workers, unions that are fighting for the workers in anywhere, is Barbados Union Teachers. All the rest have sold out. All.
Completely. You know, Lynette is actually talking about this integrity bill that they claim that it was going to be passed from the time that's going to be the first thing that they do. And it's what, 5 years later. So she's actually on another broadcast, and I just want to see if I can bring her in a little bit. All right, so just bear with me and let her share, and then because this is another issue here. Ricky Straker, I'm seeing your comment, and I'm going to try to make sure that we can hear that comment. So I'm here, but I'm not seeing. Okay, so I'm trying to get into that program that is being held right now, and okay, so I'm not hearing anything at the moment. Okay, we're trying to hear Lynette Eastman. So she's speaking about the integrity bill. So we will go and we will try again. I'm not sure, probably they haven't started as yet. Okay, so we will come back. We will come back to that. We will come back to that. Okay. Now, this is what I'm saying. Listen to this, Mr. Franklin. Ricky Straker. I can't put it on the screen, Ricky, because it's so big. But Ricky says the government was driven out of its rabbit hole today to defend its behavior in response to a report that the now former BTMI CEO is taking up a new position in Bangkok. Could you imagine that the BTMI indicated that it ended the relationship last July 14th, to go in a different direction? Tourism is the main driver of our economy, and they didn't even have the decency to inform the country of his departure. after almost 4 weeks, right? And this is a kind of disrespect. You remember when he was coming here, so many people questioned what they were doing, and they were getting rid of him, and over 4 weeks, and we didn't even hear anything about it. So I told, this is a kind of disrespect, and this is why I'm saying to Barbadians, let this become the straw that break the camel's back. This one here, okay? So I don't know if you can read. Can you see Ricky Straker's comment, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Franklin?
No, I'm not seeing it.
You're not seeing it, but the essence, and I know you dropped out, but the essence of what he's saying is that this guy was, they ended their relationship with him from July 14th, but we didn't know anything about it. Nobody knew anything about it. But when he was coming in, remember, it was a huge fanfare that was coming in. He was a savior, coming in to save the tourism industry, right? And he was leaving. We didn't even know the man going to Bangkok until now. He was saying that the government was driven out of its rabbit hole to defend this whole thing. So these are the kind of things that they do to people that they've been doing, right?
They,
Yeah, go
they,
ahead.
they get rid of Barbadians. Barbadians will run from Barbados and go to Grenada and got Grenada tourism booming. And we bring a man who they said is a high flyer. But I remember we debated this in the Senate. I said he cannot be a high flyer anywhere in this world, simply because he is leaving a jurisdiction in the United States where salaries are really high to come and work for $120,000 a year. I pointed out then, and I said my son, who was a junior manager at a hotel in New York, junior manager, was earning 85,000 a year, and you can bring a man with all this experience and pay him 60,000, and he can kind of balance as a high flyer with 60,000. My son was the low level manager. He was making 85,000. Age 25. And you bring this man here and pay him $120,000. No, he was never high flyer. He was about his friend who can find work. So he stuck around till he find work. And his greatest achievement is trying to introduce Chefette chicken in New York. Right? But that was such a contradiction, because you had government saying we should cut down on unhealthy foods and sweet drinks and all kinds of stuff, and then they're going to promote them to the United States. People are big and fat already. And you know, these jokers, that was an initiative of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Corporation under his watch. He don't know what he's doing, but this job was tidying over till he find something.
There's somebody here saying that on the front page of today's Nation. I didn't see this one. Ricky Straker, Minister Strawn was quoted as saying that the calls to revise tax policies for private pension plans are not likely to hold sway with government. What is that all about, Mr. Franklin?
You see what the government has done over the years when they introduced all these pension plans and asked people to do this a registered retirement savings plan with a lot of kind of stuff. They incentivize people by not taxing the money you put in the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Now the government has decided you can pay a tax on all of your income except the few dollars you put in the trade union. And so you don't have these allowances anymore. They'll get rid of them. So you're taxing the money you put in the pension plan, and then when you get the result for the pension plan, you're taxing that money, so you get taxed twice. So the government is reckoning some good money out of that, but unfair people. I remember in 1971 in the budget, people research it. Our Barrow said it was unfair to tax it twice. And all of a sudden, now it's fair. So poor Ryan Strong he is out to sea. And trust me, his feet is not touching the sand. He's the water is way over his head. And he just talked foolishness. It is unfair then, it is unfair now. So you give me an incentive. And the thing is, you give people the incentive. And as soon as the incentive settles and people start buying things, you take away the incentive from them. That isn't fair. So I see, and you need, especially if you are at the higher level and you're earning this kind of money, you need to be able to go into some sort of pension plan to keep you living at the same standard that you were at. And then all of a sudden, no government can try to make sure you don't. Government, you see, there is no third world country that went to IMF that come out richer. So it seems as though their policy is always designed to make you poor because they are concerned that little country like this and they can have free health care and free education. And we got the big United States, they're going to pay for college, they're going to pay for everything. You don't see now they can back up the tuition fees at university without much of much to do. Huh? They are taking their instructions not from the people of this country, but from the IMF. And the IMF is saying that these things are too good for Barbados. They're going to get rid of them. We had a pension plan that was going on prior to 1947 because that was the second pension act. There was a 1925 pension act, and then it got revised in 1947. And it took care of public officers. And these people now destroyed it. You will get no pension if you earn less than $5,120 a month under the new provisions. What they will do, is to give you a gratuity, which is basically what a quarter of your pension times 12 would have given you. They'll give you a lump sum, but thereafter you will not get a cent. So you're going to pay all this money every month into a fund to give you a pension. And the only time that you will get a pension is if you get hurt and you can't work and you too young to get the pension. That is the only time. And that happens to a good few people, but not the majority. So because what they did, they put retirement age for the public service and the pension age and national insurance at 68. The pension you get from the government will be reduced by the amount you get from national insurance. So when you get the pension, national insurance will work out the same time. So what happens? You only get the higher of the two pensions. So you're going to be paying, if you work for less than $5,120, you will be paying toward a pension that you will not get. This is what the government has done to you. And you going to love them? Well, go right ahead. I can't stop you.
Yeah.
But they're deceiving you. They treat you like idiots. And they figure, well, look, man, no, the people love the Barbers. They're a party, they love me, so we can do anything. And the people can take it. But let me tell you something. There's something called slow burn provocation that the courts have recognized. And the courts in England first delivered on it because we had a situation where man beat a woman all the time, and every time he get a chance, he beat she thing, and the woman taking it. And then one night, while he's sleeping, she put him out of his misery. And the court said she was provoked. It was slow burn provocation. Well, you are being provoked in the same type of slow burn provocation, so you're not going to get up and kick them out.
Yeah.
You got to let them know because they're doing it to you for too long.
You know, some of these things that you're talking about, I mean, I learned a lot about Barbados. I did the movie on Barrow. And some of these things I often think, you know, so what would our founding father, what would he say? He's probably turning in his grave right now. You know, to think, I mean, look at the double taxation, and he said it was unfair. Don't do it. right? And here we are, we're sitting down and allowing them to do it to us. Somebody here asking about what about the NIS building that was pushed down. The person said, engineer said that the building was sound. They pushed down this building to do what?
Let me tell you why that was pushed down, why the fire station was pushed down. You have the Hyatt going to be built just there. Hyatt would not have a front yard, and they don't want a fire station and a building there in front of the fire station, in front of the Hyatt. So they want to give the Hyatt a garden, a nice view for their guests. That's why it was pushed down. They challenged them to be nice.
And this is this is a building that was an NIS building.
The INS built, and the government took and NIS pay rent for it.
Wow. People, are you listening? And this is why, someone says here, Kamhar says, how are Bajans being made aware of what you're saying and still stay home and stay quiet? Do you understand that they took money, the NIS money, built a building, right? The engineers, based on what she's saying, is sound. I don't know. But the point is that even because I saw the building there and I'm thinking, why would they push down? What's wrong with that building? Not knowing that they were going to put up, this is a park that they're putting there. Don't mind, we have Independence Square over there now that has been left to the homeless people, taking over, Independence Square. They've left it for it to just go, to be destroyed. And they pushed down the fire station. And now, don't they now want the NIS money to build a new fire station?
Look, is that what you remember? I don't know if you heard, but when they were passing the new constitution back on October 6, 2021, my contribution in the Senate, I said that they wanted to get Barra out of independence. So everything that Barra has done, they are going to destroy. He built the national insurance building, they destroyed that. Everything that he has done, he put independence on the 30th of November. They decided, well, we can call it Republic there. I remember when they was saying it, the president went, like he realized what it was going to say, and he said, well, I can't attribute a proper motive to anybody. I said, well, sir, I get it by you, but, you reading my mind, because I was going to say that she want to get borrowed independence. But since you say I can't say so, well, I'm not going to say so. But that is my belief. But you must remember, though, it is a kind of vengeance. Okay. It is a family type vengeance. Motley's grandfather was in Mayorbush Town. And Barra and he couldn't get along. And in order to get him out of the city, because he's very popular in the city, you should take all the grant and aid money that sent from England, keep a lot of it, and then spend some of it on the poor and people think he was doing them a favor. It wasn't his money, it was the money that was given to him for that purpose. And Barra said, if you can't get Motley out of the city, he's going to get the city out of Motley. And Barra abolished local government in Barbados. That is why we don't have city councils and that kind of stuff, because Barra got rid of Motley. I think it is a latent kind of hatred, kind of revenge. Even though Barra then took them in and treated them nicely, they never forget that Barra get rid of the grandfather. And this is part of it. They're trying to destroy everything that Barra built. Everything that Barra did is because it's going to be relegated to. But they had something there because they don't want people to remember him.
They don't want people. Yeah, that's what they want to do to keep. That when you go into Independence Square, you could tell it's just run down. Birds filthing on the, defecating on the statue, and they want everything just destroyed. And I mean, as much as I'm quarreling with the DLP tonight as well, I believe that they did a lot of propaganda to try to destroy that party, and because it's part of the legacy of Barrow, and that's why I'm so disappointed that the DLP has not come forward, and I'm hoping that they do. I'm really hoping that they do, because I'm saying to Bajans, listen, regardless of what color they come to you with, whether blue, red, green, whatever the color is. And if they're not serving the community and they're not serving the poor and they're not serving you, don't vote. Don't give them no vote. Enough is enough. We're not doormats. Okay?
But
Now
but
yeah.
national insurance was also a Barrett initiative. So they're destroying that too.
Oh, I thought it was a Barrow initiative.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
1966.
Tom. Yeah,
Act passed in 66 and
yes.
it came into force in 67.
You
Severance
see
payments,
that?
71. So all these things that Barrett did, they're gonna wipe him out of the history books. And all you're gonna hear people say, "Oh, he's the father of independence." That means something. They don't, and that's all they're gonna be. Nobody gonna know exactly what he did. It can just be like a slogan. It is
Correct.
deliberate. It is deliberate. It is um I would almost say evil what they're doing to this country. But you can stop it. The people of this country can stop it. They can stop it and they can stand up and be counted. And I can tell you something. When you march down the road on Saturday, rest assured you're going to have some friendly policemen marching and protecting you. Because they too
correct.
feel the pinch of the national insurance. Sure when they tighten it on you. Because they're
Correct.
working for you know. They're
The
working too.
police, the police, the support is there, guys, and just know that Mr. Franklin and myself and others will not put you in harm's way. We are picking up the permit tomorrow morning. I spoke with the police today, and the permit is ready just to us to come and pick it up. The deputy commissioner called and said the permit is here. Mrs. Weeks, come and pick it up. So we just need to go and pay and pick it up tomorrow. Now, I'm Mr. Franklin doesn't know I'm doing this, but guess what, guys? Between all of us, we're able to pay for the permit because that's just the law of the land. We have to pay for the permit. But Mr. Franklin, we're still short on that sound system, and we want to make sure that we can be heard through wherever you're in your house. You want to hear us on the road, okay? And that's $800. And some of you are on. We've all pulled our pockets for this, guys. We're pulling our pockets for this. There's no big organization. We're not with any political party. It is us. What you see on the screen, it's us. We go to the bank and draw the money, and we've been paying for the different things. So I'm saying that anybody on here, if you want to give anything towards that sound system, go ahead. Somebody actually called me tonight, and they said they have 200 bottles of water, and they donated the water so that people, when they come out on the street, it's hot. We want to make sure, we're going to tell you, bring your own water, walk with your umbrella, etc. But we will have water for you as well, because we're not going to have you there dehydrated. Okay. So, but what I'm saying is that we can help each other. The number for any kind of donations, and I'm not afraid, Mr. Franklin, to ask for donations, because I'm not using it on myself. Okay. So I'm not afraid to ask for the donations, and I'm putting a number there. That's my number. And you can call, you can WhatsApp the number. Don't call because I'm on the show now. But WhatsApp this number. All right. WhatsApp the number that you see there. And every mickle make a muckle. We say in Jamaica. Every mickle make a muckle, right? So you put in a small, put whatever you can. It don't have to be big. It can be big if you want. One person might say, I want to pay the whole $800. That's fine. But if all of us on here, we have about 200 and more people on tonight. Listen, if everybody gives something, we can get that $800 so that Mr. Franklin don't have to be scratching his head for it. I don't have to be worrying myself where we're going to get it from. There's no big funder. We're not taking, that's one thing I can tell you, Mr. Franklin is a man of integrity. There's nobody that will be paying for this march to go there, because any organization that pays for the march, they're going to tell us what we are supposed to say. You know that? Anybody who pays for this march will tell us what to say. This is coming out of our pockets and out of your pockets, the people that give in. All right. So you want to give to this march so we can pay for the sound system, and I can call QSI and say, QSI, the money's here. You call that, you WhatsApp that number and give whatever you can give towards it. But we're going out there, and we would love the sound system. But if we don't have it, we want to use our voices and shout and bring tambourine and bring whatever noise makers, whatever we can bring out there. We're gonna bring. Okay. I think we might be able to hear Lynette. Lynette is talking about, well, let's catch a bit of what Lynette is saying tonight, and come back in to hear Mr. Franklyn. Just let me try to do that. We're supporting each other. And this is another one, another fight is coming up, Bajans. Another fight, and the fight is this one here. So let's listen to what Lynette is saying.
Two statements then to be filed. One about your financial circumstances, and the second one about, I can't tell you that it's on the burner for anybody, but the status quo as it was in the past, maybe a decade ago.
Function to request information and conduct investigations and queries as they deem necessary, especially to test the accuracy of declarations and what Lynette referred to as registrable interests and reports. Apart from has the authority to request the commission to investigate any matter. But the commission is quite powerful because it has the right to consult with any person as it goes about its business. In this respect, the commission is seen as a law enforcement agency. Also, the Financial Intelligence Unit is seen too as a law enforcement agency. And this act says that the commission can work with external law enforcement agencies, that is agencies who are not domiciled in Barbados. And of course, when necessity has to work with the Anti-Corruption and Terrorism Agency, was appointed, established recently, and you know that former Commissioner Darwin Thompson is the Director General. For funding, the Commission does not need to beg for money because it's going to be funded by Parliament. That's the obligations, and it has to every year submit a report of its activities and submit that to the Prime Minister. Also has to present its accounts audited by the Accountant General. So in a nutshell, that goes to the structure of the Integrity Commission, and it has to cooperate, it can cooperate with a number of law enforcement agencies. So I hope that my short presentation threw light on some of the workings of the commission. And that said, I'm going to invite my colleague Khalil Jones to speak on other sections of the bill. Khalil?
Hi, good night. My name is Khalil Jones. I'm an attorney at law working at Eastman and Co. And I'll be presenting on part 6 and 7 of the Act. So I'll first start with part 6.